Hello, hello. Welcome to the Hub. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And today we're reviewing
Gifted.
episode 2, R capital X. Or was it capital R and capital X? Who knows? So one detail I missed. Apparently the dad caught a hot lick. I didn't notice that. Because they get through the portal and they're talking about it, and then the mum brings up, oh, he was shot, and I was sitting there like, was he?
He might have been. I can't remember. The end of that episode was kind of hectic and whatnot. He wasn't like shot with a bullet though, was he? He was like immobilized or whatever. That's what he was saying. He was briefly paralyzed or something.
Those kids were super annoying. Like for the first
in the beginning,
yeah, where they were like they were like yeah, and even when like Blink has her turn and they get her to the headquarters, even then the kid's going on in his ear, and then like the guy whose name I don't know, the guy with the beard, like the light guy, he turns around and is like, kid, like that. Is like, I was expecting him to just swear in his face because that kid was super annoying.
He was, but at least they addressed it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's what they were going for.
Yeah, but I would have backhanded him if he didn't have powers. Way annoying. So whether they're trying to... Because I think with this show, the kids are going to have to be emotionally mature. And I think they're going to make the kids come off as like really mature beyond their years because of their struggle. But I think this is one of maybe the moments they chose to like remind people like, yeah, they're mutants, they're on the run and stuff like that, but they're like still kids, the childhood innocence. But in this case, it took the form of them being super annoying in your ear when you're trying to do something. It's like, yo, shut up.
Yeah, especially the brother, but also remember in his case, he's only just found out he's a mutant, so this whole thing's kind of foreign to him. I think the older one's a little more composed, the girl.
Yeah, she was interesting as well, because we had like a flashback to a year ago, and like talking about being convoluted. Like, she uses her power and whatever to knock the pin over, and then you have the problem with the other girl, like vibrating girl. And then she turns around, she's like, oh, Dad, and she kind of looks over there, and it kind of looked like she was like somewhat in disgust, like it's a mutant. It kind of came off like that, and then at the end of
No. Is that what you got from that?
That's what I got from that. Until
she was... I mean, you're entitled to decide for however you want, but I took it more as... She was disgusted at the kids that were being mean, and she wanted her dad to go over there and shut the kids up. What she was annoyed about was the fact that her dad basically sent the girl and her father away rather than those people that are giving her crap.
Yeah, I got that. I got that at the end, but initially, I thought, oh, is she like ragging? Because you can remember in the first episode when they were sitting down to dinner. I'm trying to think, did the boy say it or did the girl say like mutie, and then like one of them turned around?
He said it and she turned around and called him but basically racist or some crap. She's the one that's pro-mutant.
Yeah, because I was a little confused. Yeah, but initially maybe I was thrown up. I was sitting there like, is she fronting? I swear she just used her power. I wanted to know what that girl's power was because she was vibrating and then she did like a blast. I thought she was going to super speed or something.
Yeah, it looked kind of like the Flash or something, didn't it? I don't know what it is.
Yeah. One thing I like about this show, and I guess I like about Legion as well, is like they're not like, I don't really know how it works out money wise, but the effects always look good and it's never really a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's like we were saying last week with the Sentinels and whatnot. They have a budget to do a certain amount well, and they don't overstretch themselves. There's something that the CW shows do a lot, is they can do some things well, but then they go too far. Like with the
Supergirl statue,
the Supergirl statue, or even I had problems with last season, but generally I love the Flash. But whenever they do that crap where it's slowed down, but Barry's like super speed, you can tell it's CGI Barry. It looks like Spider-Man from 2002. That's never good.
Yeah.
So the show, it does it in small bursts and it looks fine.
I like that. See, it's like I sit there and I think like this looked a lot better than like the Inhumans, and it's like, what kind of animators are they going to that the Inhumans are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on hair, yet these guys are paying a tenner and like their effects look sick.
Although in fairness, like hair is notoriously difficult because you got to animate like each like hair itself as it moves, so that's why it's such a pain in the ass. But
I make it look like hands.
Yeah, that showed the disaster itself.
So I like the Lawrence is a little dodgy with the air thing, but I guess it's kind of hard to visualize it, like pushing the atoms of air together except for the air bubbles. So they looked maybe a little funny around the portal, but I like that because like Blink's, I mean, in terms of plot, yeah, Blink obviously used her power and jumped everyone, but her system's going into overdrive because I guess she can't handle it. Even though when she's carked out, she has perfect mastery over it. She can open a solid, like, big portal multiple times, and then, like, when she kind of goes into overdrive and it opens, like, hundreds of portals all everywhere and doing stuff like that. So it's, like, weird that... Yeah, so, I mean, the portal and the wisps looked good. I think, as I said last episode about the kind of have the kind of dad elsewhere and then the mum elsewhere with the kids, and that'll give, because really the parents need to develop, and they kind of took the mum out of it for this episode because she went off with the light guy whose name I don't know, and I really should, because they went off to go get the medicine for Blink, so they kind of hung out for a while, and like when they're in the car, like, he mugged her off. He was like, oh yeah, if they weren't your kids, you wouldn't lift a finger. You know what I mean? And then she, like, kind of, like, she didn't say nothing. She looked at him like she's thinking, yeah, I'll probably agree with that.
Yeah, because we've seen it in the flashback. I think that was the point of it being there. She and her husband said, let's carry on and ignore what's happening there, and now she's getting angry and complaining about her kids, but she wouldn't lift a finger for anyone else. And I think the point of taking her away from her kids was to develop her away from them, show you who she is, not who she shows her kids.
Yeah, so they're following exactly what we said, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Fox executives, for watching our video. So yeah, they must have been. So yeah, the dad's like... He was just spitting a bunch of law mumbo jumbo rubbish, and then it just kind of culminated in him doing some back end deal like, oh, leave my family alone, I don't want them to see a jail cell, but I'll do the time. It's like, whatever. It's like what? You know what I mean? Like, that was like, what? Why not just like, no one does any jail time, I'll give you the Mutant Underground. It's like, nah, I'll do the time. I'll be like, you're alright, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
don't bother.
That's what kind of confused me as well, because like, he must know they're not who they want. He's not who they want. They want the mutants. Like, what do they want? Some random bloke?
I like the way they came out and like actually said like the nickname for Sentinel services is just like, because like it says one of the charges they attacked a group of Sentinels. You know what I mean? They actually came out and like singled it out like that. So I like that. Polaris's stuff in the prison. I didn't see the hair dye thing coming, so I'll give them credit for that. I get the kind of necklace thing. I wonder what's going to happen there, because I want her to just batter those people, like batter them. I kind of feel bad for her, but I guess because she ends up like getting into an altercation, and then she gets dumped in the hole. So that's kind of the best place for her, but she kind of had an issue with it. But I would have been like, I'm cool here.
Yeah. I assume inevitably she will. She's already found a way to use her powers once, so she's going to work her way around that. I guess she's going to maybe start some mutant uprising in the prison.
She should have just used her power on the necklace to like fiddle about with stuff and deactivate it, because she can just about use it. All she has to do is just knock like one wire out, and then she's laughing.
I found it hilarious that she tried to use the powers, that thing zapped her, and she wakes up and she still asks, what's this? Like, you figured that out, love.
I love it when they do like knockout scenes with that, and it's like super realistic because like she zaps, she falls backwards and knocks her head off the toilet. I love it when that stuff happens. 'Cause it makes it look more realistic when they whack their head off something on the way down. So I like that. That was pretty cool. Obviously unlucky for her, but I love it.
I like that scene later on as well, though. I mean, she got battered, but she still managed to get what was it, like a table or something?
The table went over and she like picked it up and like slammed it like through the like iron mesh fence perfectly, so like the woman's like pinned between the fence and the table. That was cool. Mm-hmm. I'll admit that was pretty cool as well. So yeah, things aren't really going well for Polaris. So yeah, I was thinking like when I was seeing Blink, like that they emphasise with the hair colour, don't they? Like, oh, if the eyes weren't enough, also let's give her purple hair, like blue hair, green hair, purple hair. So yeah, I guess there's a kind of mystery going on with Blink, because when she finally gets some medicine and sorted out, she like
the road, right? Why does she keep opening the portal to that same place?
Yeah, like subliminally. I don't know what that's about. Like, but I guess it'll be good to develop her character, because really, they're acting like she was part of the like mutant railroad for like ages, but really she was like just picked up. So it's kind of interesting. So she needs to develop. I mean, it'll probably be easier for the other people to kind of go along, because that like like the Night Wolf guy or whatever is called, and like his girl, and then the Light guy, because they've been kind of hanging about, so it won't be too hard to develop them. But really, like, Blink's as much of an unknown as any of the other kind of singular characters. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I saw also the conversation between the dad and the other guy. They mentioned his kid died in some sort of mutant thing.
Yeah, on like this July 16th.
It's like, I know we got into this conversation last week, and I don't want to get too deep down this hole because I still don't think there's an answer. But is what they're talking about the thing from Logan, or is this too early? Because in Logan, spoilers if you haven't seen it, in Logan, Professor Xavier, I guess, killed the X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah, this is way before that. They said it's just after Legion, but way before Logan. I
know it's before Logan. Remember, Logan set several years in the future after this event's already happened.
Yeah. I know that, but like for what it appears to be. Because I said I don't know whether it was a good mutant or a bad mutant that did it. So it seemed like the Brotherhood and the X-Men were fighting, because they brought them up quite a couple times because they said last episode, we don't know the X-Men and the Brotherhood are gone. We don't know what happened to them. So you got to think there was like a big battle between them two, which culminated in like all of them like vanishing or whatever. Like they brought up something else, and because the guy at the prison didn't mention the X-Men, but he mentioned the Brotherhood and
Mutant Liberation Front, was it?
Yeah, ain't that something to do with like Cable or something like that? I remember that's what Cable was like up against or whatever.
Oh, up against them, yeah. If I remember rightly, they're basically the same as the Brotherhood, except they're not really classed as like a super villain group, as more of just terrorists.
Yeah. So we had that, and then another thing at the end is like the scientists, whoever they are. You got the guy with the beard. I think he's like the villain for the season, but I can't remember who he is. Because he was like looking up mutant siblings, and I was waiting for a Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch thing, but there wasn't. And they brought up something happening in 1960 in Cuba, something about a brother sister blowing something up, and then I guess they want them to for the Strucker kids for something. But there's a lot of like vague references to like big things that have happened that we kind of don't know about. So I wonder if there'll be flashbacks. But for there to be viable flashbacks, people actually have to be involved. And whether this guy, if he does get his hands on the two kids, whether he's going to bring it up like, oh yeah, back in the 1960s, blah 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 happened with these people or whatever. And like, I don't get the yeah, but I guess it's heating up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, for me, like, there are a couple bits that kind of there wasn't. It was just a matter of them getting to the hospital and getting the drugs, and really like there was a lot of like talking like with the prison, with the dad and the guy, and then obviously Polaris in her pen. So really, there was a lot of like it's built. I felt like it's building towards something, and it's piqued my interest.
It's also still about, it's only episode 2. It's about character building at this point. You got to do a lot of heavy lifting in the early episodes to let you know who everyone is. We still don't really know I would say we're pretty solid on the family now, but we still don't really know the other mutants. So they're going to have to do some work on that, I think.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll be able to shed some light on this incident, what happened, because I mean, you got to think someone's in the know. It's going to be one story from one person and another from someone else. So I mean, there's two halves of whatever going on there. So yeah,
right, because we haven't really seen. I know the Brotherhood won't be in it, but we haven't really seen any Brotherhood like mutants who are, let's go out and kill the humans, which we got to get into that at some point, I imagine.
Yeah, because like this mutant railroad's basically just like a watered down X-Men thing, but with whack people. So yeah,
X-Men living as Morlocks underground and whatnot.
Let's talk numbers.
I thought it was pretty good. I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it a little less. I'll give it 7.5. It was good, but I'm not gonna lie. It's building towards something, but until I see what the culmination of that is, I'm gonna be conservative. You know, it was good, but it wasn't like, you know, there's good and then there's amazing. So I'm gonna be conservative and give it 7.5. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And that's our review for The Gifted. And you know, same time, same place next week. Holla, the Superhero Hub.